Hi guys, it's Morgan, and today I'm going to be talking about the Netflix original series, Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life. Now, if you haven't seen Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life, and you don't want to be spoiled, stop watching the video now, go watch it on Netflix, and then come back. Also, if you haven't even seen the original show, Gilmore Girls, you should watch that before watching Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life. That's also on Netflix, and there are 7 seasons. But if you don't care about being spoiled, keep watching. So here's my review of Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life. The voiceovers from past episodes during the opening credits made me even more excited to watch this. It was really nice to hear quotes from the original show. I thought it was a funny scene when Rory was running around trying to get reception on her phone. And she really did have a lot of phones. It was funny when Kirk was telling Lorelai about his new business, Uber, which is basically a non-app version of Uber. Ah, Kirk. Can't help but love him. Seeing Luke cooking dinner for Lorelai and Rory made me really happy. And the fact that he's actually living with Lorelai now made me even more happy. Even though it was mean, I thought the joke how no one could remember Rory's boyfriend Paul was kind of funny. Lorelai and Rory's reaction to the painting of Richard was pretty funny, and also understandable. I mean, it was a pretty big painting. The scene between Lorelai and Emily talking about Richard was really emotional, and I thought that Lauren Graham and Kelly Bishop both did amazing in that scene. It was really funny seeing Kirk having dinner with Lorelai, Rory, and Emily because his car broke down in the driveway. And it was funny when Emily asked Lorelai to explain who Kirk was, and Lorelai said, "Oh, if I could." You can't really explain Kirk. He's just Kirk. Seeing Luke and Lorelai looking at pictures of possible surrogates made me really happy. It would have been so cute if they had a kid together. But they didn't. I did think it was cute seeing Rory and Logan together in London, even though their relationship was a what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas relationship. But I did think it was unfair to Paul, who Rory keeps on forgetting to break up with, and also unfair to Logan's fiancé. I thought it was sad when Paris told Rory that she and Doyle had broken up. They were really cute together in the original series. I really liked seeing Lane's band playing together again, and they still sound really good together. And I thought Lane and Zach's kids were so cute. I thought Lorelai's reaction to Emily wearing a t-shirt and jeans and to the boxes all over the house was really funny. And I also thought it was funny when Emily said that the dining room chairs don't bring her joy. It was really nice that winter was dedicated to the memory of Edward Herrmann. I'm a big Broadway fan, if you couldn't tell from my channel name, so I really liked seeing Carrie Butler playing Claudia, Emily and Lorelai's therapist. It was funny when Rory and Luke both had places to be, but they were talking about who was going to stay with Lorelai, almost like she's a child. It was nice to see Julia Goldani-Tellis play Sandy, and if for some reason you don't know, Amy Sherman-Palladino, who created Gilmore Girls, also created Bunheads. It was nice that we finally saw Lane's dad. I mean, throughout the entire 7 seasons of Gilmore Girls, we never once met him. I mean, I think he was mentioned in the first episode of the first season, but I'm pretty sure that's all we ever heard about him. We didn't know if he was in the picture, if he wasn't in the picture, but thanks to this, we know he's around. And I did think the scene was pretty funny. Lane looked up and said, "Oh, my dad's here," and he just waved. Almost like, "See? I exist!" It was nice that they got the real Paul Anka to come back to the show and play himself in Lorelai's dream. And if you're watching this and you haven't seen any of Gilmore Girls, the reason that Paul Anka's in the show is because Lorelai's dog is named Paul Anka. It was nice to see Rory and Paris go back to Chelton, their old prep school. And it was also nice to see Tristan, even though it was just the back of his head and it was also a different actor. And it was also nice to see Francie. Even though I didn't really like Francie in the original series, But I did think the scene in the bathroom was really funny when Paris just started going at her kind of the same way their relationship was in the original series, and Francie was like, "Did we just step back to 2003? Paris and Doyle's kids were so cute, and it was also nice to see Doyle, even though it was still sad that him and Paris broke up. I liked the conversation that Lorelai had with Claudia about Richard dying and her relationship with Luke. It was nice that she talked to someone about that. It was nice to see Mae Whitman's short cameo. She played Lauren Graham's daughter in the show Parenthood, so it was nice to see Lauren on screen with both of her TV daughters. I thought Lorelai's reaction when Rory told her that she slept with someone in a Wookiee costume was really funny. I felt really bad for Rory when she didn't get the job she was promised at Sandy Says, and then she moved back home. I really liked seeing April with Lorelai, Luke, and Rory. They really looked like an actual family. It was nice. And I know that a lot of people hate April because in the original series they blame her for breaking up Lorelai and Luke. And yes, she was a contributing factor, but I've never actually hated April. Even though Rory being with Logan isn't right, I still felt bad for her when she found out that his fiancée moved in with him. It was a sad scene when Michelle told Lorelai that he was leaving the Dragonfly Inn. They worked together for a really long time. It was sad. And I don't know if he actually ever left. I think he stayed. I don't know if he was just saying he was going to leave or if he actually meant it. But the moment was still sad. I thought it was really funny when Rory and Lorelai were handing out the Stars Hollow Gazette and they were arguing about what side was the east side and what side was the west side. Since I'm a big Broadway fan, I really liked seeing Sutton Foster and Christian Borle singing, and the songs were pretty funny. And I know that a lot of people didn't like this episode Summer because of the musical, but I thought it was funny, and I really liked Lorelai's reaction to it. And also, it was nice to see Sutton Foster because she was the lead in Bunheads, which was created by Amy Schumer Palladino, who created Gilmore Girls. It was nice to hear Carole King sing a little bit of her song, I Hear the Earth Move. When she said that she wrote songs, I had a feeling that the song she was going to play was going to be one of her actual songs. And it was. I really loved the conversation that Rory and Jess had. It was really nice to see him. And I also loved the advice that he gave her to write a book about her and her mom. I felt bad for Rory when Lorelai told her not to write the book about them. But at the same time, I did understand. I mean, that's Lorelai's past, and she probably doesn't want to remember it. I felt bad for Lorelai when Luke was yelling at her, but at the same time, I understood his point of view. She didn't tell him that she stopped going to therapy with her mother, but was now going by herself, and he also blamed her for keeping their personal lives separate. It was sad when Rory told Logan that they have to stop seeing each other since he has a fiancée. Even though I'm not Team Logan, it was still sad. I really liked the song that Sutton Foster sang near the end of the episode. It was really beautiful. It was a sad scene when Lorelai told Luke that she was going to go away for a while and do what's in the book Wild. I really liked that when Lorelai went on her hike, the two park rangers that she met were both played by two of Lauren Graham's co-stars from Parenthood. Peter Krause, who is also Lauren Graham's boyfriend in real life, and Jason Ritter. It was nice when Logan and the other boys from the Life and Death Brigade came to take Rory out. It was nice of Logan to give Rory a key to one of his family's houses so she can write her book there, but I also understood why she gave it back to him. I really liked that when Rory was saying goodbye to the Life and Death Brigade boys, it was just like the Wizard of Oz. The phone call between Lorelai and Emily when Lorelai was telling Emily about a memory of her and Richard was really sweet and emotional. I loved the scene when Luke thought that Lorelai was going to break up with him and he told her that he would never think about leaving her and that he needs her, and then Lorelai told him that she thinks they should get married, and then he went and got the ring, and I'm pretty sure it's the same ring that he used to originally propose to her in the original series, which makes it even more romantic. It was really nice to see that the place that Rory decided to start writing her book was Richard's study, and it was also nice to hear the voiceovers and the scenes with Richard at the dining room table and sitting at his desk in the study. It was really nice when Rory gave Lorelai the first 3 chapters of her book and told her that if she didn't like it, she wouldn't finish it. And I also liked how the title of the book was The Gilmore Girls. I was so proud of Emily when she went off on the women in the DAR and then she left. That was really nice to see. It was nice when Rory met with her father Christopher and told him that she's writing a book, and also asked him how he felt when Lorelai raised her all by herself. And at the moment, it seemed like a random question for her to be asking, but when we get to the end of the episode, it made a lot of sense. I really liked what Rory said to Dean about him being the greatest boyfriend ever, and that if she hadn't met him when she did, she wouldn't be the person that she is today. I thought it was really sweet. And I also liked the little throwback with the cornstarch. And if you haven't seen the show, then that would have made no sense to you. But if you have seen the show, then you would understand that. It was really great when Lorelai walked into the kitchen at the Dragonfly Inn and saw all the wedding cakes and then saw Sookie, and they gave each other a hug and said they were still best friends. I was really happy that Melissa McCarthy was able to come back. I thought it was really funny when Luke saw Lorelai the day before the wedding and he was saying how it's bad luck for the groom to see the bride before the wedding, and Lorelai and Rory asked if they were doing that. I really liked when Lorelai gave the first 3 pages of Rory's book back to her and told her that she hadn't read it yet and wanted to wait until Rory finished the book until she read it. And I also thought it was funny when she told Rory that if she doesn't like the book, then she'll just sue Rory. And it was also nice that the one note that Lorelai gave Rory was to get rid of the and just call the book Gilmore Girls. I thought it was really cute when Jess was watching Rory through the window. I'm Team Jess, but I don't think that anything will happen between them now because Lorelai and Luke got married, and Lorelai is Rory's mom and Luke is Jess's uncle, so Rory and Jess would be cousins now, so I don't know if dating would really work now. Lorelai and Luke getting married was so beautiful, and I was really happy that it finally happened. Okay, let's talk about those last 4 words. Rory and Lorelai are sitting next to each other. Rory says, "Mom," and Lorelai says, "What?" And Rory says, "I'm pregnant." The end. So I can imagine a lot of other people, can't imagine the show ending like that. I mean, I can imagine we all want more episodes after something like that, but unfortunately, I don't know if there will be any more episodes, because I know that Amy Sherman Palladino always planned to end the show with these 4 words. So it is a full circle moment. The show started off with Lorelai raising Rory by herself, and now Rory's gonna raise her own child by herself, which makes sense with the whole conversation that she had with Christopher. And I think it's pretty obvious that the child is Logan's, so I'm wondering if she's gonna tell him. And who knows? Maybe there will be more episodes. We'll just have to wait and see. I kinda doubt it, but you never know. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know in the comments your thoughts about Gilmore Girls: A Year in the Life. Bye.